whether we got out of there with a fourth or fifth or a win. I thought it was a great weekend for us. Anybody in that top 8 can get hot for a couple weeks, and I think we're capable of doing that too.
Well, Chase, congratulations, man. That was a wild last couple laps, and I know you guys have talked a lot about qualifying. You guys were in the game all weekend, started up in the front. But did you ever think that you had a chance right there at the end with starting 10th?
Winning. My mindset was the 2 restarts before that had not gone very well. And we got quick cautions, so I was giving up lanes to take the outside, and that's the risk, right? You get a quick caution, and you're going to lose the spots that you gave up to take the preferred lane. Unfortunately, that was exactly what happened. So yeah, it was 8th, and felt like I had to give up a row to get to 10th. Just didn't feel good about being stuck on the bottom in that situation. I thought the only way for me to take advantage of our 4 tires was to be up top. So yeah, in my head, I was kind of thinking, man, if we can just get back to 4th or 5th or something, that would be a really good restart to come from 10th. And yeah, just got the momentum rolling up top. Opportunities kept opening up, and next thing you know, I drove off into 3 and kind of saw those guys start to ship it in there, and thought, man, I might have a shot to maybe get 3 wide with them on exit. It was kind of my thinking, just to have a slight chance. And fortunately, it just kept getting better. So we'll take it.
That's right. Well, you're on the bad side of it sometimes, and on the good side of it, and take it while you can. I think, when I look at your season, you guys are, in my opinion, the most consistent car. You have the least amount of mistakes. You have the least amount of failures. The speed has been, here or there, but it seems like over the last several weeks, the speed has been really good. And maybe some of that is from just because we see it at the end of the race, and you've talked about the qualifying piece of it. Where do you assess where you are right now? Because I feel like the speed's better, you qualified good, and I just feel like you guys make, you're more of a traditional type racer, and you get more out of the day than most. Is that where you think you are with everything, or how would you assess everything at this point?
I think that's fair. I've been very vocal and honest about our qualifying struggles, and I think that starts with me, truthfully, and I said it, after the race, but I was, if we had gotten out of there where we were going to finish, which was going to be about 4th, if we didn't get that late caution, 4th or 5th, somewhere inside the top 5, I thought it was a great weekend for us, honestly, because, I thought that was the first time in a long time we showed up, had good pace off the truck. I felt really prepared from my perspective. Our balance wasn't even the best, but we still had good pace in our car. We went out there and had a really good qualifying effort. Got ourselves inside the top, solidly inside the top 10. Got a good pit pick. I think, all those things, as you just start stacking on top of each other. We have a great pit crew. Those guys have not had an opportunity to showcase their talents because I'm, qualifying last and putting them in positions where we're having to come around somebody, and then somebody has to come around us, and you're just setting them up for failure when you do that. So in getting that good qualifying effort, we got them an opening in. I had the car position where it needed to be, and look what they did. They had a great day, kept us in the game, allowed us to make adjustments and just keep chipping away at making our car better and more competitive at the end of those long runs throughout the day. Kind of tried to play the race to our strengths, and we had good short run pace. Certainly had room for improvement. I'll be the first one to tell you that we need to be better on the long haul, but I thought we closed the gap a lot, throughout the course of the event to Denny and Bell, and we were getting ourselves in the game, and like you said, we had it go our way there at the end. But I was going to be proud of our day and our weekend, regardless, whether we got out of there with a 4th or 5th or a win. I thought it was a really good weekend for us as a team and collectively, just as a group, executing a really good day.
So you've got this mustache thing going on right here. I guess that's got to stay for the rest of the playoffs. Now it seems like it's all going pretty good. Or is there some sort of plan, or is this just something to do right now?
Yeah, mustache thing. That's probably a good thing to call it at this current point. But yeah, I don't know, man. I just felt like I needed some magic somewhere, you know. So
Yeah.
at some point in time, I had to make sure before the season was over, I was going to try everything I possibly could to try and turn things around. And if it meant this mustache thing coming back, that's what it was going to be. So here it is. I guess it has to stay a few more weeks. I'm not super thrilled about that. It's kind of annoying, but if it makes us go fast, I'll hold on as long as I have to.
I like it. I wouldn't shave it off until things don't go your way. So maybe you can get the little curl or something going at the end of it here. as you look at whatever it takes at this point of the year, I think for sure. Obviously, you're in a good position for the Roval this weekend. What makes that place so much different? And putting it in this particular weekend. A, how much stress does it take off of you guys? And B, just why does it seem to be just always chaos and everything that goes on there?
I don't really know why it's been like that, you know, for a lot of the trips that we've been. I know there early on, the racetrack had some nuances that were just different and probably a little uncomfortable inside the car, the way the corners were and still are. You just don't have a lot of outs. There's not a lot of, you know, like most road courses, as you know, you go places and if you blow a corner, there might be a grassy area or something where you can kind of get away and, you know, spin out or run off the road. And there's really just not a lot of room to miss a corner and not hit something there. I think that's probably part of the reason. But I think as it pertains to us and why, you know, yesterday was such a big deal is especially that race and that racetrack, the way it's laid out and the way the race goes, having the ability to jump those stages is really huge. And you know, for us, most of the time when we've gone to the Roval over the past number of years, we've been in a position where we're having to points race, and that puts you in a spot where you can't jump stages because you can't give up the potential points that you could get by running to the end of it. And in doing that, you're kind of letting the wind slip away. In most cases, there are circumstances where you could jump or you could run through the stages and still have a shot to win, but the odds are not in your favor. So I'm excited to get over there and just be able to go for an outright win on a road course and not worry about the stage points and not mess with that stuff. So we've had good pace there the last couple of years. Thought we've had a legit chance of winning that race straight up on speed a couple times over the last 2 or 3 seasons. Would love to get a next gen win on a road course. That's been something I want to accomplish at some point, hopefully sooner rather than later. And this weekend would be a good time for it.
So as you look to the next round, obviously, that's for you. It's really that's the focus. I know you want to get stage points or win the race this weekend to get some bonus points. Where do you think the strength is for you going into those next 3 races as you go into the round of 8?
Well, I think it starts this weekend. Truthfully, I mean, I would like to get 5 more points. And that would be the first goal that I have in mind. You probably know me well enough to know I'm a week to week person, and my mindset right now is how can I position our team to get 5 more points this week, and that's going to do nothing but just help us when we get to get to Vegas. So, as it pertains to the next round, I feel like Vegas has been a little bit of a struggle for us, but we have had some high spots. I thought we had a really respectable run going there last fall. Another step in the right direction of improvement this past spring. And, certainly I think with our performance at Kansas this weekend, I think some of that can translate to Vegas too. Talladega, I mean, that deal is going to be about who doesn't crash. I think at the end of the day, and if you can luck up and get a win at that deal, then fantastic. But certainly going to have to do your very best there to be smart and keep yourself in a good spot. And I feel very confident we can go to Martinsville and have a shot to win. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Honestly, I mean, I think the big one's just Talladega and what's going to happen there and whether or not we can get through the mess. And I feel like if we can do that, we have a a real shot to make it to Phoenix. And, like I said, after the race, it's just about the way this format is. And you think about 10 weeks and how long that, just of a time frame that is, a lot can change. You can hit on something or get better, or it's all about just buying yourself and your team more time. Like, the more time I think we buy ourselves, the more opportunities you have, and you just never know what can happen. And anybody in that top 8 can get hot for a couple weeks, and I think we're capable of doing that too.
Well, you guys are doing a good job. You got yourself back to victory lane. My only hope is that it just goes all the way to Phoenix and you don't have to shave that mustache, because I want to see what it looks like. So good luck, and hopefully. Oh,
I do not.
Yeah, don't you shave that thing off until it goes bad.
No, I'm not going to get rid of it, but I'm a little nervous as to what it would look like at the end of another month. But yeah, I'm willing to find out. So I'll take your advice on this one. We'll ride it out.
I like it. Well, good luck, man. Congratulations, and good luck this weekend at the Roval.
Appreciate it.